So it's the last one for 2021. It's time for Gracepoints. 2021 has been a challenging year for a lot of us. We started the year with challenges, and to be honest, we're ending the year with challenges. We're ending the year with all these COVID numbers and all these things that have happened and just kind of reeling from everything. In fact, right now, I'm in quarantine because my youngest son tested positive for COVID last week, and in the process of taking care of him, I got it. And so now we're all quarantined in the house together. And quarantine can make you feel isolated, make you feel like you're going crazy. You're cut off from the world. You're looking out of the window at the world that you can't reach. But honestly, for me, the quarantine's not the worst part. The worst part is losing my sense of taste. Who wants to eat anything when you can't taste? It's just unnatural. But anyway, the process of going through 2021 has been challenging. But what I've learned of God in 2021 has been life-changing. Just starting this idea of Gracepoints this year and watching God take it and use it to bless others has been a blessing to me. Just seeing God use what few little measly thoughts I have to develop those into ways to share Christ with the world around me has just been humbling, and it's been a great experience. But what I've learned in this quarantine is that I'm never alone. In fact, for all of you watching right now, you have to acknowledge that as a believer, you're never alone. In fact, it's impossible for you to be alone because Christ dwells in you. Yeah, he dwells in you. Galatians chapter 2, verse 20 tells us in the words of Paul, "I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me." Listen to Paul's words again. Let that sink in. It's not I, but Christ lives in me. Did you know that you are always accompanied by the Spirit of God? That whatever it is you're going through, Christ lives in you. He came and he died so that he could satisfy the penalty of sin, the requirements of the law. He forgives our sins. He makes it possible for us to look forward to heaven. But he also knows that we're going to need help every single day to live holy lives. And so he chooses to live in us. And that's the act of grace. That Christ lives in you to give you guidance and confidence, to help you to overcome sin. He does it because you need help every day. Daily, you need the power of Christ. And so since we talk about grace every week, there's no better way to finish the year than to focus on his grace. So this is what I want you to recognize about grace. By grace, you have been saved. Not because of works, not because of anything you've done, but by the grace of God, that wondrous, unmerited favor. You're saved by his grace. You're redeemed by his grace. You're forgiven by that same grace. The power of God is at your disposal only by grace. And the perfect work that Jesus begun, he is finishing in you by his grace. In fact, one key thing about grace is this, that Jesus convicts and converts the heart. He exposes your sin to you so that you can ask forgiveness and so that you can be cleansed from all of your filthiness. He does that by grace so that you can be saved. Christ doesn't just forgive you. He dwells in you. He didn't just come to walk with you. He came to live in you. And that's good news. No matter how isolated you feel, that's wondrous truth. That by grace you're saved through faith, and that Jesus is alive in you. I hope this year has been full of grace, and I pray that 2022 would show you greater grace than you've ever imagined. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you next year. God bless you. This is Gracepoints.